Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to World of Tanks Modern Armor developer stream here. I am Tankz0rz and I'm with Zotz. How you doing, Zotz?
I'm doing well, thanks, Tankz0rz. And hey, everybody.
Pleasure to have you again here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is cool. Give Bam some time off, and also I get to talk about the cool new things coming up. So I'm just as excited as well.
Awesome. Our segment here, Mr. Zotz. How's the weather today?
Why, funny you should ask. Actually, the weather here in California, in the lovely Bay Area, it's actually getting hot. It's about 85 degrees right now, which is, as a San Francisco boy, is way too hot for me. But it's still gorgeous. The leaves are out, and in the morning we still get that nice marine breeze, so it feels like you're in San Francisco at the beginning.
Awesome.
But it's too hot for me. Time to start drinking lots of tea and
Hopefully
eating watermelon.
Hopefully it's cold tea, right? Not
The
hot
iced tea. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little warm here in Chicago too. It's 75-ish, or in Celsius it's about 25. So.
Mm-hmm. How is the cicadas problem? Or
I
challenge or expedition or excitement, whatever you want to call it.
So I thought it was gonna be all over the place and like you couldn't walk anywhere, but here where I'm at, it's not. I haven't seen any, so I think it's probably like out in the suburbs and not actually like in Chicago. But it's also been very cold the last few days and very, very windy, so maybe that has something to do with it too. So.
Yeah, when I was last in Chicago a couple of weeks ago, it went from 80 degrees down to 75 to then raining for 2 hours and then not. So you got a little bit of everything. That's what I love about Chicago.
Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about everything tanks related. So why don't we go ahead and jump into reminders for, what happened this weekend?
Absolutely. Reminders this week, we had the Tankz0rz win a battle and get times 1.5 experience, which of course is only available for the first win bonus on each tank. And then we had our prelude to Overlord. So it's 50% off on all cosmetics, including tank and commander skins. Times 5 tank XP boosters, times 8 commander XP boosters, times 2 silver boosters, enhanced repair kits, enhanced med kits, enhanced fire suppression, and enhanced rations, all on sale in the store, which I totally took advantage of because I need to up armor some of my tanks. For the weekly sales, 30% off. On the wallet saver, we've got the main battle tank 70, the T-3485M, and the Valentine 2. And then for a weekly deal, you get 10 times 4 commander XP boosters plus 10 times 3 XP boosters. Then on our super savings, so such a deal we have for you, kick the tires on this tank, or treads, I guess. 50% off on the T2 light tank, the Valiant, and the WZ11166.
That's awesome. 50% off all cosmetics, huh? That sounds pretty good. That and then all the consumables, definitely something that I'll be looking into.
Absolutely, yeah. The consumable thing is super great deal. And cosmetics, I'm all about camouflage. You know that.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good camouflage? I see Plum73 is asking, "What's the weather like in Windy City?" It's we talked about this a little earlier. It's warm, 75 Fahrenheit, 70 or 25 Celsius. So it's getting there. But that was last week. What about next week? What is going on next week? Do we have anything special here?
Oh yeah, you betcha. Next week is National Day of Sweden events starting off. So heja Svirda for those Swedes out there. I probably got that wrong with my bad Norwegian accent. We've got the new Stridsforden 9040 coming out, or as I like to call it, the Weasel Hunter, because that's how I've been using it in the playtest. Thing's awesome. Don't we have a video for this?
Wait, is this a new tank?
Yes, the Stridsforden. Give me the video.
Roll the tapes.
Reel.
Roll the
tapes.
So there you have it. What do you think? What do you think about this fantastic tank here?
Well, like I said, I've been calling it the Weasel Hunter in playtests. I've been using it to track down the weasels. The affiliation of this, of course, is in the Independence, and it's an Era 3 detente, which makes sense because it's in the weasels neighborhood. It's a light class vehicle, and as you saw in the video, it mounts at 40 millimeter Bofor's autocannon as its primary that combines good penetration damage and DPM to take on only lightly armored vehicles or to penetrate the sides or more heavily armored foes. Great for tracking things too. The penetration and damage is higher than that of the course of the 25 or the 30 millimeter autocannons found on other lights. Also, it sports that secondary dual ATGM launchers. The Swedish tank, because it's a Swedish vehicle, it's carrying the Bill ATMGs, which really pack a punch because they actually have the highest damage potential of all the ATGMs. Oh my gosh, what a tongue twister that we have in the game so far. What makes these particular stand out is their acceleration, as they will get to the target very quickly, making them more effective at range. This gives less time for the enemy to avoid being hit. Yeah, it's really fun. Run, rabbit. Can't outrun my missiles. Also, this thing has great mobility with high top speed and very responsive turret to snap onto targets to engage quickly and efficiently. The Swedish Patriot arrived just in time for National Sweden Day, which of course is June 6th. Hey, to display some support for this great nation.
Awesome. I see a comment here from Group, and he's asking if it's Swedish, do I have to build it myself? It's a funny joke.
Yes, it comes with a little wrench.
No. The WG engineers built it for you. Don't worry. It's ready to be rolled into your garage.
Well played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also on track to the Kranwagen. Again, just in time for National Day of Sweden. For our on track, we have the Kranwagen June 4th to June 17th. And we also have 50% off on the Sturv M40L, the Lago, the Sturv M42, and the Sturv 74. And then 30% off on the Leo, Emil 1, Emil 2, and the Kranwagen, which is funny. The Kranwagen, I believe in Swedish, actually means crane wagon. Originally designed in 1950 as a secret weapon to counter the Russian ISs. So that's why it's got that big old gun on it. And even cooler, we've got a brand new camo, the 3 Crowns camo set. Will be a purchase in the store at 25% discount. Tankz0rz, do you have a picture of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got it right up right now. Isn't that cool? I think Robin Williams said in Good Morning Vietnam, what's about all this camo? If you're going to go to war, clash. And man, this thing shows its colors really well. I love that.
Can't go wrong with the iconic blue and yellow here. Love it.
Yeah. But if that's not enough Swedish content for you, it also comes with a can of Lutefisk. No. We also have these tanks returning for sale for 50% off in the premium tech tree for both gold or free XP. So we've got the Sturv K, the Lassen C, the Emil 1951, the Barracuda Emil 1951, which I think Tankz0rz is one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Sturv S1, the Stark Sturv S1, the Sturv 81, the 43M Toldi, which I like, and then the Earthshaker Sturv 102. A lot of Swedish action going on for you there.
That is
celebrating our awesome Swedish allies.
Awesome. Well, can you remind us one more time? How do you pronounce this? Since your pronunciation is so fantastic here, how do you pronounce this new tank again?
Sturdsforden.
Sturdsforden.
I think that's right. Stridsforden. Yeah. We actually asked one of our devs whose wife is Swedish to pronounce it for us. So she obliged and gave us the proper pronunciation. Doesn't mean we're always getting it right, but at least we were schooled on it.
Listen, maybe we'll
That's why I just call it the Weasel Hunter.
Maybe we'll call him up on stream next time if we're mispronouncing it that badly.
Perfect. And get the Swedish chef to help us too.
Mm-hmm. What else do we have?
Speaking of Sturdsforden, isn't it time to give one of these away?
You know what? What a fantastic idea! Would you like to give some of these bad boys away here?
I'd love giving toys away. Yeah. Let's give away a Sturdsforden. Stridsforden.
All right. You know the deal, everyone. If you'd like to enter for our giveaways here, go ahead and click on the link in chat Enter in your Wargaming ID and you'll be eligible for our giveaways for today. And 2 lucky winners will receive a brand new Sturdsforden.
And you don't have to say, you have to say it 3 times on the audio correctly in order to apply.
No.
As fast as you can. As fast as you can.
We won't do that to our players. We'll roll one into their garage here soon.
Yeah, really fun tank to play. So we talked about June being National Day of Sweden, but there's also a big event coming up in June as well. What would that be, Tankz0rz?
It's big. I think it starts with a D.
Yes, it's D-Day, our D-Day event. I am super excited about our new D-Day event coming out. So I've been working with the team, and they've done a smashing job building out a new event for, and just a big celebration for anniversary. So to mark our 80th anniversary, we've actually created a brand new PvE game mode to replicate a part of the Normandy landing and the turning point in the war. In this event, you'll be playing the role of U.S. tank commanders taking part in the Normandy invasion, literally hitting the beach as if you were the infantry, but, you know, tanks. This means that you can, now, because this is on the American side, right, this is like Sword Beach, or Omaha, that means that you can only use certain types of tanks in this event. So for this event, you can only use U.S. tanks, and those are between Tier 5 and Tier 6. Now, once the match is underway, your mission begins, and you'll be part of a 7-player team. They'll have a 15-minute timer to complete 3 phases. So phase 1, clear the beach. Literally, when you start at the countdown, you can see the enemy pointing at you as if you were coming out of the water or out of the LCVs with the Germans pointing at you. So first of all, you have to clear the beach. Then the next phase is capture the cliffs, which there are 3 bases total. So capture the flag in 3 spots. And once you do that, you also update your respawn points. So you're not spawning on the beach anymore. You're spawning at the next capture point and moving forward. After that, once you've captured all 3 of those, you get to capture the enemy HQ, which is heavily guarded with, you know, big tanks. This is not an easy fight. The terrain is treacherous. The German forces are going to oppose you at every yard you travel. But I know we're depending on you to make the push, and give it your all, and don't stop until the beach is secure. You can play the D-Day event as many times as you want, and after each successful completion of the entire event, you receive the exclusive D-Day 80th anniversary medal. And then after your first victory, and only for the first victory, you also receive a D-Day event trophy for your customizable garage. Tankz0rz, we got a picture of that trophy?
Yes, we do. Let's take a look here.
So there's kind of that's a hit in the beach. There's the trophy. Lovely.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yep. And the ribbons match the D-Day colors of the commemorative battles as well. Again, these are exclusives. You're only going to be able to get this stuff on the D-Day event. You'll also be able to earn the M4A3 EZ8 Thunderbolt, which was General Crichton's tank. You get the Sherman D-Day skin to actually match it by more challenges, and you can get General Crichton as well as a 2D commander, plus a bunch of other awards. Now, how this works, I want to explain a little bit about tactics. This mission, this event is both challenging and engaging. It has respawn in it. So you hit the beach, you'll die. You can respawn in this, so play it over because it's a timed event. We want to make sure that you have a lot of fun doing it. I recommend highly that you that teamwork wins. In many of the playtests that we've been playing over and over again, teamwork wins. Tanks that you want to play. The Calliope came into play as a wonderful tank you used in this event. EZ8s, everything else that you've been working. You heard me earlier in my earlier stream saying we were playtesting and what tanks I was playing. I was playing my EZ8, my Fury tank actually. And that's why, because we were playtesting this event. So pick the tanks that you like. Fast tanks work great here. You know, mix and match it. You're going to be playing it over and over again. The other important thing to understand is you may not win the first time, but that's okay, because every time that you take a section of the beach or complete one of the phases, you're actually gaining points towards rewards. Then the rewards points will be explained to you in the pop-ups when you go into the thing. But it's all about engagement. So even if you don't get it down to the end, you still gain rewards by playing over and over again to gain the rewards. You definitely get extra points if you win. Speaking of winning, I'll throw out a challenge for you. In-house, we were able to beat the map once we really played together and trained up a lot on it in under 6 minutes, or just about 6 minutes out of the 15. So that's my personal challenge to you. I want to hear from the players, from you guys, what tactics you use, which tanks you thought were the best to use, and how quickly you could beat the map. Most of the time, it was like right under the wire, but that was our best thing. Now, on top of that, we do have some discounted to fortify yourself for the event. There will be some discounted 80th anniversary D-Day camos, emblems, and inscription bundles, along with Calliope, Hellcat 105, the HME Super Chaffee bundles. The Hellcat 105 HMC and Super Chaffee will also be available separately, while the Calliope is only available in the Beachstormers bundle, containing all 3 tanks. So if you're just starting out, you're a new player and you haven't leveled up all your Tankz0rz, this is a great place to grab those tanks. Or if you didn't grab a Calliope before, also a great bundle. Now, on top of the D-Day sales, we also have the Swedish ones on sale in the premium tech tree for both gold or free XP. We've got the Pudel, the 50 TP prototype, King Tiger, not Swedish, the Agia HWK 30. These are these aren't Swedish, it says so. The M4A1 Revalors. Oh my gosh, this is a hard one. I should know the French. Revalorise. There we go. The AMX 1357, the Paladin Canveron Action X, the Cromwell B, the T54E2, and the Demolisher T28. I beg your pardon. Yeah. Do we have any D-Day rail we're going to roll for this? Do we have, or I don't know. Do we have any film to roll of the game in action? Or are they just going to have to wait and play
not today. But
excellent.
We'll get
something. Well, again,
soon.
the team's really excited to be able to roll out this new event for you all. They've worked really hard and collaborated all the way across. I think you're going to find it engaging, challenging, fun. It's a good roll. It's a good roll. And what it is also is a precursor to us looking at how we can bring forward more events like this, assuming you all like it, give us good feedback, but also looking at bringing back war stories, right? I know the war stories were very popular in the beginning, but there were some challenges with how we were rolling them out. But I've been working with BAM on ideas on how we can take the old war story maps and kind of re-envision them with more like 7-player maps and building things out like this. Something really exciting. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Awesome. You said that there was a tank that players would be able to earn through the D-Day mode?
Yes, they can get General Crichton's tank, the M4A38 Thunderbolt.
Awesome.
There you go. Yeah. Which looks up armored here, because I think that's what Crichton did. Crichton Abrams, I should say, which he's got. That name should seem familiar to all you tankers. I don't think that up armor is. I think it's just a skin. I don't think it's actually real armor. At least not yet. There's something else we're also working on.
Awesome. Just as a reminder, we do have a giveaway rolling right now. So if you would like to enter into that, go ahead and click on the link, enter your Wargaming ID. You'll be eligible for our brand new Swedish tank, the Tankz0rz.
Stridsforden. You got it. Yeah. Cool. Hey, so I remember last time I was on Tankz0rz, folks were asking me 5 favorite books, and I like that idea, so I wanted to kind of roll with it and kind of do a book of the week, at least when I'm on the stream. And I have a really good one to recommend this time. It's a book I read a little while back. It's called Death Traps: The Survival of an American Armored Division in World War II, and it's written by a guy, Belton Cooper, whose job it was, he was in 3rd Armored Division, and whose job it was to actually be a tank recovery So as they're running through D-Day and past D-Day plus into the hedgerows, his job was to go find the knocked out Shermans, bring them back, and clean them up. Uh, and it's a really good book. It's a really good story of like what boots on the ground things are going with the tank things. But it's even more. It was a little bit pertinent to me because at the time when I was reading it, and he's talking about how a shell went through the front of a Sherman and hit the transmission fluid everywhere. I was actually working restoring a Sherman Grizzly, and I was literally putting the transmission fluid into the tank itself and the oil as we were setting it up. So I was like, while I'm in that tank, I was just imagining, what that round would feel like going through. So real good story stuff. I mean, it's realism, right? The guy's telling it how it was. And perfect for D-Day. So again, it's called Death Traps. Tankz0rz, we could probably put a link in the chat afterwards or so.
Awesome.
I don't know if we do things like that.
I have a question here from Lieutenant Lazy, and they're asking if this D-Day mode counts as a co-op towards the 40,000 op. And
no, good question. No, it's an event mode, so not co-op. But you get all the other presents instead, all the other possible prizes.
Awesome. Would you like to transition here to our weekly Q&As?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Right. First question here is, how many 3/4 marks have been earned on the following tanks? We have the Object 703, 2, the IS, sorry, 703, 2, we have IS2, the IS3, the ST2, and the Object 705A.
I'm wondering who asked this question and what their marks are. But we dug deep and we found the answers to this. So you ready? Got your pencils? On the Object 705A, for tier 3 there are 44, and there are none at rank 4. For the Object 7032 Black, there are 10 at rank 3 and none at rank 4. IS2 coming in at 18 rank 3s and 2 rank 4s. IS32 has 7 rank 3s and no rank 4s. And the ST2 coming in with 3 rank 3s and no rank 4s. So there's plenty of room for you to put your name on the board if you want to be the folks that get that.
Very neat, for sure. Next question here is, how come the KV2 still follows the S51 artillery? Will there be a separate KV2 tech tree down the line? Something to make way for a tier 10 in the future?
Really good question. And I had our tank expert and designer Plague answer this, and his answer was this. It's a good question. We inherited the layout long ago and haven't really messed with it much. However, looking at it today, thanks to your questions, it can definitely use an update. It will make more sense if I lower the KV3 and allow you to research it in the KV2 line. That way you can start at a KV2 and work your way up to the KV4. So again, thanks for the question. These are the kind of things that, sometimes you get too busy to look at, and it's already opened the door and we're thinking about it.
Very good. Next question here is, what does updated physics mean? What does that term mean in the tank balance patch notes?
Oh yeah, sure. No, good question. Good question. So updated physics generally means that it's the vehicle physics, literally how the vehicle moves, right, has changed. There are a number of things that would require updated physics on a tank. Essentially, it's anything it would do with how it handles in the game. So changing the hull rotation speed, adjusting terrain resistance, changing module weights, or increasing the horsepower. All of these would affect the handling of the tank and would require a physics update.
All right. Next question is, can you make a list of the least played tanks per tier? Type doesn't really matter here.
Yep. Good question. Again, we dug deep into our stats, and here's what we have for the last 3 months of gameplay. So at tier 5, the RBFM, Recruiter Reward Tank, and then the Champion And then the M4 event reward tank, and then the Smooth Man. At tier 6, it's the Sherman VC Firefly. At tier 7, the Lioness Skoda T45. At tier 8, Fast Track Sparpanzer. Tier 9, the Fangula AE Phase 1, but I bet that's going to change because Halloween's coming up. Tier 10, we have the WZ113G FT. And then when we get into modern, we have the FV421/T95E1, possibly because it's really hard to pronounce all those letters. Era 2, we have the Type 63HG90. And then at Era 3, although it was just released, the K1. So we don't have full stats on it, right? And then the Type 59D, which is the next least played.
I believe you mispronounced one tank here. It's called...
Oh, which one?
The Smooth Man.
There you go. Thank you. You're right. Excellent. Excellent. I don't have the effects button. It looks like there's another question out. Does Wargaming ever adjust stats without telling the community? No. No, we're actually trying to be very transparent about that in the Nujigum things. We may not give you the exact numbers. It's something like, for like the physics, we don't say we tuned it by 5 or down by 6 for gravity. But we always try to be transparent about that. And remember, all of these adjusted stats go through really rigorous playtesting, right? When we decide to change a stat, or have reason to, whether it's from player feedback or from internal, or as we're feeling it out before we release it, we play test these tanks daily in different environments, in different groups, in different settings, against different creatures, and that's just on the design team. Then it goes through other rigorous trainings with other QA tests and super tests and things. So we really try to nail it down, but all of those changes, we do try to always communicate.
Definitely.
All right. Next question.
Next question here is, are you able to rebalance licensed tanks when you have the license, or can you rebalance them even though the license has expired? For example, can the Nemesis be looked at?
Oh, yeah, sure. So tanks balance isn't something that's included in the IP licensing. Otherwise, with the Rogador, you'd be rolling D6s, right? So we only license the visuals. So yes, we can totally rebalance tanks if they need it. Most IP tanks are premium, so I know we've been squirrely about it in the past. Though, as we've discussed, we can make changes to premiums if we'd like, or if we feel a need. So according to Tableau, which is our stat system that we use to actually look at a lot of the tables of you guys playing, which tanks you're playing, how things, the win rate on the Nemesis is 49.72. So about average, right in the mid range. But we can review that if you guys want, if that's the one that we think that that needs more review. Totally.
Awesome. All right, next question here. Here we go. Is there a tank smaller than the Vanguard?
So I thought it was the Weasel, and I kind of I had a bet with Plague, our licensed Simpsons designer, but he proved me wrong. There are a few in very similar size, but the smallest tank that we have in the game is the TKS 20mm. I even have a picture here to show scale. It literally was called a tankette, and it's tiny. So yeah, so Plague wins this one.
You win this one, Plague. Next question here.
When it comes to tanks, he wins most of them.
Yeah, I mean there's a reason why he is who he is. Mm-hmm. Next question here is, why is the M10 RBFM never on sale?
The M10 is an exclusive tank that you can earn through our Refer a Tanker program. So if you become a recruiter and platoon with your recruits, once you have played 100 platoon battles with them, you'll get the tank free as a reward. Not everything can go on sale. Some things you got to earn, and that's a cool way to earn it.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. Next question here is, how does the fire damage work in game? Is fire damage dealt based off of a caliber of a gun?
Actually, each tank has a fire damage value, which is based on the tank's health points. This value is the starting burn damage plus or minus 25%, and will reduce per fire damage tick until the fire is extinguished. The length of the fire burn will also vary. So yeah, so it's not off the caliber of the gun. It's more based on the tank itself.
Next question.
Although Bam would argue that his Abrams brews up all the time, so he's always got his fire extinguisher on it.
Yeah, I mean you have to, otherwise.
And also, we always tried to shoot him, to try and make it.
You're specifically aiming for Bam, huh? Well, I'll let him know next time. Next question here is what caliber are the Rogel Dorn's guns?
Ooh, do you have that smooth button? Because I want to say huge. Yeah, the oppressor cannon is a 150 millimeter gun. The auto cannons are 90 millimeter, and the battle cannons 120 millimeter. This thing packs a punch. I love driving the Rogel Dorn. I'm a huge 40K fan. I've been playing for since it first came out, and actually have a Rogel Dorn model that I haven't had a chance to build yet. So yeah, big guns, very cool.
Listen, when you model that thing, we're gonna have to
I'll show it off.
Photo shoot for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll totally show it off. I know that one of our other CCs is building her model as well.
Awesome. Next question is night maps when?
Well, the correct answer is at night. No, but seriously, folks, again, I'm always looking to how we can make modern more modern in our game. That's the part I'm excited about. Not that I don't love my World War II tanks. I love my Hetzer. Get the tattoo right here. But yeah, how do we make the modern battlefield feel more modern? When we were play testing missiles and tanks and the Sturgewarden, my Weasel Hunter, in the playtest, it was really cool in this moment where there were missiles flying around, there were auto cannons firing off, the 30 mils were going off, the Bofors guns were firing, tracers flying everywhere, and it was really an awesome immersive moment. And I was thinking, man, how cool would this look in the night map? Right? So we all went, yes, we want to do it. So the trick with night maps is, what's the counter to night maps, right? Is it night vision, IR, passive IR, effective like that? Again, bringing modern into the modern. So the short and sweet of it is, do we want to? Yes. Are we thinking about the systems that would make the gameplay feel awesome? Yes. But also the Halloween map's coming up, and I believe it's at night. So we got that one.
I have a little comment here from Max Minor Tanker saying that night maps make it a little too dark, and he gets a little glare on his TV. It makes it a little difficult to see.
Sure, and this is the trick of you'll hear me throughout all of these streams. I have 3 isms that I use with the designers. Right, there's the realism, what makes the tank really feel like real. Then there's the gameism, right? That I can patch my treads by pushing a button instead of having to climb out of the tank. And then there's the Hollywoodism, right? The big explosions and the cool over the topness that really makes it fun. And if you look at what Hollywood does with night in TV, right? It's more of a blue screen. It's not super dark in the glare, but you're absolutely calling it out right. That's why we're looking at what are the counters of this, right? So it's not like you're just trembling around in the dark. You've got night vision. Right, for Cold War, right? You've got you've got infrared. You've got the even in the earlier models, right? You got like the giant searchlights on your tanks, which I believe we did in War Stories, didn't we do that?
Right, yeah, we had War Stories. You start, and then the first thing you notice is like your headlamps on your tanks. You're like, wait, my tank has headlamps.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. So there are ways around it and playing with it, and I think that it makes for more engaging different types of gameplay. Probably not an everyday rotation in a map, but maybe more event related.
Max Chaos is saying full moon for lighting. Every map has a full moon.
Yeah, but then if you've got the werewolf tank, do we have to honor that?
If you start hearing howling, you know what's going on. Let's see. We have another question here. Is why are maps like Mountain Pass and Airfield and Sunset Coast in Cold War?
Because the Cold War happens everywhere is the short answer, but not the right answer. Mountain Pass was definitely due to player requests. That was you guys. There was a strong push on Discord about adding it to the Cold War Era 1 set at least. Airfield play tests indicate that it could be a good fit in Cold War, and we've actually been playing on it quite a bit, right? You know, it's a dancing dueling game with some fast vehicles moving around, and there's good cover plus some good fire rates. Sunset Coast was designed explicitly with True Vision in mind. The amount of foliage and other things that block LOS on that map is incredibly high. Now, if you're thinking more about like the size of the map, or is it the how much cover versus not cover, I'd like to know more of what you're thinking about in that question. But those are the reasons behind it, right? And we're always looking at new maps and trying to figure the best ways to bring in old maps and refresh them, which we're actually doing right now on a couple of maps, and or the creating of new maps, which we're also doing because we have that community map coming up.
Awesome. If there's any more questions for Zotz, feel free to drop them in chat here. But I saw a question earlier asking, what is Zotz's favorite tank to play in World of Tanks?
What's your favorite child? It depends on my mood and like which pair of my PF Flyers and my Doc Martens I'm going to wear that day. Right now, my favorite tanks to play are the Rogaldorn because it's just massive. The Magak, which I mentioned before, and in Cold War, in playtests, I've been playing the Stridswarden because it's my Weasel Hunter, which is really fun to go up against things. In World War II, I've been playing my Easy 8, getting ready for the D-Day event. I've been playing my Hetzer, of course, and my Stug, because I actually help restore Stug, so I'm fond of those. And I've been playing the Chaffee a little bit more, too, just kind of running through things on that. In early eras, I like the Marauder, but it's an early era tank, so I want to kind of jump in with some of the big boys. Yeah, so those are the tanks I'm playing this week mostly, right? It's kind of a flavor of the week, and those are the ones that I'm running to. I have some of my favorites and some new things I'm trying out. Oh, actually, no, the other new one I've been playing is the K1. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about it. I played like 10 matches last night with it. I like its speed. I like its handling. I'm kind of a dork with the controller, to tell you the truth. I'm really heavy thumbed. So I have to be careful when moving and maneuvering around. For some reason, I don't know why, but the K1 works really well for me. That 105 gun doesn't have the punch of like a 120, but it's got a good fast rate of fire, and I can pen things with it, and got a good aim. So yeah, so that K1's also been a fun tank for me to play lately.
Awesome. I have a question for Mr. Zotz here from Max Miner Tanker. They're asking, have you been to the National Military Vehicle Museum in Dubois, Wyoming? It's not that far from the West Coast.
You know what, Max? I didn't even know that museum existed. So no, but now it's on my bucket list. I've been several times to the Jacques Littlefield Museum before it was closed down. Like I mentioned before, I've actually helped restore tanks. My pal Joe Fazio had tanks. We'd do World War II reenactments. We did some stuff for History Channel. So we would go there to swap parts and talk. And more importantly, I would go to talk paint because I love camouflages and paints. I could probably do a whole TED talk on what is Dunkelgelb, the yellow brown that you use on German tanks. And I've been to that one. I've been to the National Armories in London and seen their tanks and their cool cutaway Jagdpanther. And Tankfest is coming up, and I'm super excited to get to go to Tankfest and go to the Bovington. But not been to the National Military Museum. But now that it's on my list, I'm going to look it up after this meeting. So thanks for that. Somebody asked any new gun sounds, especially for autocannons. You know what? I was actually just talking to our audio guy this week about that. And in playtest, one of our devs went, did they change the sound on autocannons? They sound better. And in fact, yes, we did. I talked to our audio guy, and he's like, yep, I actually got some new updates and changes in. So I guess going back to the do we make changes and not tell you guys, maybe that was one of them we haven't told you yet. But I don't know if it's gone live yet. So there's that too.
Yeah, definitely. It's on his internal build at the moment, but
we have a full punch list of cool things that we want to do with audio and building into it. And as creative director, I've been working with the audio team, which is a team of one. He's amazing, to ensure that we have a roadmap where we can actually bring some of that stuff in.
We have a question from Fal the Warlock here. He's asking, are you able to gift the Rogaldorn at sale price, or is gifting only possible at full price?
I think only the Rogaldorn can be gifted. Discount bundles are player-specific bundles that require participating in the event, so cannot be gifted. That is the feedback that I'm getting from as I read off my page here, because I didn't know the answer to that one. It's a really good question. So that's what we got. I'll read it again because I think I stumbled through it. So the answer is only the full Rogaldorn can be gifted. The discounted bundles are player-specific bundles that require participating in the event, so cannot be gifted. So yeah, there you go. There's your answer.
All right, thank you, Mr. Max Chaos, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Max.
See, Mr. Deep Six is asking for more Era 1 premiums, please.
Look into it. Do you have any suggestions of Era 1 premiums that we don't have in the game yet? Because we're always looking for cool new tanks to put in. I was actually talking to Max about that yesterday. He gave me his list of what we're looking for next year. And we're trying to figure out what cool new things can we bring into the game.
All righty.
All right, a couple more questions. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
We still have the giveaway rolling here. So we could go ahead and pick some winners here. What do you think?
Yeah, man.
Alrighty then. Choosing our winners. Now, this is Mr. Bam's familiar. I'm sure Chad is as well. We first choose the winners, then we have to download the winners. And once the download is complete, we are ready to share. All right. We have the winners ready. We have another question here. Let's see. Dart Swinger 73 is asking a question here. Why is some of the weekly challenges have 5 points and some 4 points? What is the reasoning for this change here?
Yeah. So this season is actually longer than a normal season. So it's going for a full 10 weeks instead of 8. So we adjusted the points due to the length of the season.
We have a comment from a Dave GM. He's saying Zotz backdrop is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Is that paint cans or some pirate East Indian trading company?
Yeah. So yes, those are paints. I'm a full scale modeler and miniature painter and stuff like that. Again, with the 40K, I actually own my own. I own my own tabletop business as well. So making miniatures and tabletop games. That's how I actually got started in the industry of video games. And I just can't stop, won't stop. As far as the pirate stuff, that's as much as I love tanks. Pirates is the other thing that I love, possibly even more. And so yes, you can see I made a East India Trading Company letter of marque, and there's a bunch of other cool memorabilia there, including some original paintings from one of my favorite illustrators, Angus McBride. So yeah, dig in. All sorts of fun stuff. There's all sorts of clues there of things in there, including the key that from Pirates of the Caribbean and all of those things. Cool. Oh, do we have a winner yet? Can I read out the winner, Hector?
Yep. Yeah, we have our winners ready. So our first winner is, go ahead.
Mick West -972.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Mick West, congratulations. You are our first winner. And our second winner is Coast Daddy. Congratulations, Coast Daddy.
Yeah, man. Congratulations. You guys can Stridsforden the heck out of people.
Yep. Yeah, we have brand new Strids.
The Weasel Hunter.
The Weasel Hunter, the Stridsforden. We have brand new tank. It's looking really cool. Mr. Zotz calls us the Weasel Hunter, so something definitely look forward to on our update here. I think that about wraps it up for us here. Would you like to remind people about that? I saw someone asking earlier the book that you recommended earlier.
Yes. Once again, the book is called Death Traps, written by Belton Y. Cooper. I can share a link with Tankz0rz, and he can put it like in the stream afterwards.
Good.
Really good book, really pertinent for the time of year. Thinking about like about a group of people that you don't normally think about, right? You think about the infantry, the artillery stuff, but what about the guys that actually had to go and recover the tanks, clean them up, patch them up, and then put them back out in the battle? Which also, then you start thinking about the tankers that get the tank that's got a patch in it. Like, here you go. Like, what's this weld spot? Nah, nothing. Just, you're good. You're good.
All right, everyone. That's about it for us today. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, and we will see you on the battlefield. If you're watching us on Twitch, stick around. We're going to go ahead and raid one of your community contributors. For everyone else, have a fantastic weekend.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.